What up, Laker Nation? It's your DTLF back with another pregame live stream as the Lakers face the Denver Nuggets tonight. Boy, do we got some stuff to talk about. Busy week for me, man. Been fending off these pesky little Clipper fans day and night, but I'm so past them. And now let's talk about our Lakers, guys. So tonight seems to be a special night for LeBron James, right? LeBron James is 13 points, I believe, away from eclipsing MJ. I think he's going to take him up for the fourth spot all-time scoring list. He's probably going to get that tonight. Now, the question is, do Laker fans really care? The answer to that is no. Now, do we respect LeBron for doing it? Yeah, of course. You know, we're knowledgeable basketball fans. We recognize that LeBron's a great talent, and we recognize that, you know, he's passing one of the all-time greats in scoring, even though to Skip Bayless's point, it took him over 100 nights to do it. 100 extra games, to do it. So, I mean, but that's not a knock on LeBron's greatness. All it is the standard for LA, man. Now, the real question is, will LeBron ever win the heart of LA? That's the real question. Most Laker fans don't care about LeBron's accomplishment because it's coming during a losing season. That's right. LeBron James and the Lakers are under 500 yet again, and this time it's with LeBron. And that's the thing that I believe that the Laker fans don't appreciate. All we care about, we don't care about the numbers, the breaking records. No, we do care about breaking records. Let me scratch that. But they matter more when it comes during a winning season. And some of you guys might say, well, Dan, that's blasphemy, you know, because Kobe Bryant broke a lot of his records while we were losing. Yes, but to my point, you know, the Lakers had already won their championships and Kobe had already done his damage and won the heart of LA. Now, you have to understand, I get it. I get why a lot of Laker fans don't like LeBron. I myself didn't like LeBron before he came to LA, especially because of his diva personality. But I've always been on the record as to saying I've always respected his talent. And tonight will be no different. I will clap for him. You know, I appreciate his talent for sure. But it would have been much more appreciated had we been in the playoff picture at this point. Now, another thing is, will LeBron ever win the heart of LA over? It's possible. But we Laker fans are very impatient. It's very possible that he'll win us over. He has the talent to do it, and we have to give him a fair chance. Now, I'm not on board with the Laker fans that are saying trade LeBron now. I understand you guys are upset, frustrated. You know, 6 years missing the playoffs. Very frustrating. But I will say this. LeBron's still great. He's still putting up great numbers, and he needs a co-star, a superstar. LeBron has never been able to operate without another superstar, and the Western Conference is tough. So if this summer we're able to acquire another all-star or superstar for him and, you know, accommodate him with a head coach most likely of his choosing, because, yes, he is that type of player. He needs to handpick stuff himself. Then we'll make a judgment on LeBron James. But you guys know me. I didn't pass judgment on Luke Walton until after his second season, and that's when I started being critical of him. So – you know, that's all I got to say about that. So it's not, look, Staples Center will cheer for LeBron tonight when he passes Jordan. Of course, we're blessed to have another talent like LeBron grace Staples Center. However, he's blessed to be wearing purple and gold, and I hope he doesn't forget that, because I hope that he leaves a lot of his antics that he brought with him this year, next year, because we mean business, and that's what we Laker fans truly care about is W's. So my point being that the fans that are really going to truly appreciate this tonight are Cavaliers fans that have been following LeBron around his whole career. Those are the ones that are really going to be happy for him tonight. We're going to be impressed, but not happy because we're doing it in a losing season. And that's just the standard here in LA. And another thing, when you come to LA, everything gets microscoped. If you're a diva, look at what the TV and everybody's saying about LeBron now. He's kind of being exposed for something that I've always criticized him for, and that's being too emotional, wanting to have his hand in the cookie jar at all times, trying to play GM, coach, and player. And now he's getting criticized for that, whereas before, you know, when he was in Cleveland, it was a small market, and he can get away with everything because that's the greatest thing they've ever seen. Well, guess what, LeBron and his fans? LA has seen tons of greatness, and that greatness has provided. So until LeBron provides for LA, I don't even own a single jersey of his. I own a poster with him in it, but it also has Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Lonzo Ball. So pretty much that's what I'm trying to tell you guys is that Laker fans are very knowledgeable, and we expect greatness from greatness. We know LeBron is great, but we expect that here We don't care about his past accolades. He left over there in Cleveland. He doesn't bring that with him to LA. This is a clean slate, and this is year one, and this is strike one for LeBron. Year one, he kind of, he striked. He got a strike. He still has 2 lifelines left, in my opinion. And I know a lot of Laker fans want him out, but we got to be patient. Now, the other question before I get into tonight's game is, should the Lakers tank? I'll get right into your guys' comments. I haven't read a single one yet, but should the Lakers tank? Well, let me just tell you like this. I've never been in favor for tanking, except when we don't have a chance of making the playoffs. We have less than 1% chance of making the playoffs currently as it holds. So I think the Lakers are better off. The Lakers are never going to officially tank because they have too much pride. The players have too much pride. The front office will never admit it. But I think the front office has already started tanking. I mean, they're benching Kuzma with a simple, ankle sprain. All of a sudden, an injury came out of the blue for Brandon Ingram after he was balling out, and there was no explanation to how that injury even happened. So I believe the Lakers are already tanking. Tonight, neither Kuz or Ingram are playing. So that to me is a tanking move. And so we have a less than a 1% chance of making the playoffs. But check this out. If we tank, right, from this point on, I wrote it in my notes because I wanted to make sure I spit facts tonight. If we tank from this point on and we catch the lower teams that are only like 3 games of a difference from us in the loss column, we could up our lottery odds, from less than 5% that we have right now all the way to a high 32% of landing that top overall pick. And that's crazy because this year it looked like we were going to be a top 4 seed in the NBA. And we went from that to potentially, to falling all the way to the lottery, but, and potentially a top high draft pick. So I think the Lakers are already tanking, whether we like it or not. That's the reason they're being so cautious with the young core. And that's the reason why, everything came crashing down in the end. Now, is it a smart strategy to tank from this point on? Only time will tell. It all depends on the lottery luck odds, honestly. I've seen, the Clippers trade away their pick to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavs turned that into Kyrie Irving when it was supposed to be a top 7 pick. So I've seen crazy stuff before, and I'm not holding my breath for Zion, but there is definitely talent in this draft class, and that's talent that you could either add to your team. That way, if you subtract some pieces, you'll still have some assets left over, or you could bundle it in a trade package. That way we could keep 1 or 2 of the core pieces that we currently have. So you know what? At this point, I'm going to embrace whatever the basketball gods have moving forward for us. Like I said, we can move all the way to a 32% chance. So we start losing, that will be insane, right? It would suck because losing never feels good. But there's only, 18 games left in the regular season, so we're not really going to feel it like that. Hey, what's up, Combat? How you doing, bro? I will address comment section in a little bit. I want to get everything off my chest. Now, they are sitting Brandon. And out of the blue, Kuzma just went down. So that's tough. Tonight we face the Denver Nuggets. And LeBron's about to break a record. So that's pretty much going to hold up the night. It's been a tough season. I get it. But we have to look for the little victories. The little victories are that, like I said, we can potentially move to a higher drafting spot. That's a victory. So win or lose. If we win, we have to look at the positives. If we lose, we have to look at the positives at this point, man. And it sucks. It's been too long. Tired of tanking. But at this point, I don't think we have a choice. Either we tank or we're going to be a middle of the nowhere, like Clipper type team that is barely eking into the playoffs and they're going to get eliminated in the first round. And they're not going to get a good draft pick because of it. I'd rather have a good draft pick. It's either you're all the way in or you're all the way out. See, that's the difference between Laker fans and Clipper fans. Laker fans understand that when we make the playoffs, we want to go far and potentially win the championship. Clipper fans are just happy making the playoffs, right? They've been bragging about it like crazy. Actually, funny story, you guys follow me on Twitter. Lou Williams tweeted at me because I was defending a fellow Laker fan yesterday that was saying, pretty much what I just stated, that the Clippers don't have a history. And Lou Williams attacked him by saying he had only, I think it was 6 or 7 followers at the time. I ended up following him myself. But pretty much, I defended him and said, hey, man, you don't got to act all Hollywood, Lou Williams, just because you're in L.A., bro. Pretty much saying his family. Lou Williams was telling this guy his family disowns him because he has a little bit of followers. And, my God, you guys should have seen the responses from these ignorant Clipper fans after I responded to Lou Williams, and he replied back and pretty much said I was a fan, and that was a highlight of my life, that I was a fan of Lou Williams. I told him I was a fan of Lou Williams only when he was a Laker. I don't disrespect him, but Lakers are better, pretty much. The bottom line, guys, it's funny. how the standard is so high for Laker fans. That's why a lot of people hate us, because we don't settle for just making the playoffs. We want to go all the way up or all the way down, right? Because you have to hit rock bottom before you can get up. And we've already hit rock bottom. But if we can add another draft pick moving forward, that will be sweet, guys. That will be amazing. So that's what I'm saying. There's a Manute Bol's son, Bol's out there. We need a center, so that's an option. There's R.J. Barrett and, of course, Zion Williamson. There's plenty of lottery picks that that potentially the Lakers could get their hands on. So there's always, again, in every dark cloud there's a silver lining, and this year's no different, honestly. So I hope, guys, that the Lakers turn the season into something positive, and hopefully we can move forward from there. Cam Reddish is available as well. Yes, sir. Anyways, I'm finally going to head over to the comment section. I apologize if I missed you guys' comments. Hopefully you guys were interacting with each other as I was getting these points across. But what do you guys think? Should the Lakers start tanking? Should they keep playing hard and hope for wins and still getting into the playoffs by some miracle chance? I mean, what do you guys think would be the best way to proceed, He said, hey, Dan, did Lou Williams block you too? I have no idea. I didn't check that. I don't really follow Lou Williams. I'm not really a fan. I was a fan of his when he was with the Lakers. He was fun to watch. But, once you leave the Lakers, there's no real reason for me to follow you. So I was just defending you, bro, pretty much. I didn't like that smirky comment he made about how your family disowns you because you have 6 followers. I mean, you don't have to act like that. He said, Dan, apparently LeBron wants to coach LeBron wants Coach K to the Lakers. That would be great. He would be insanely good, man. Coach K is something incredible. And but I don't ever think he's leaving Duke. Now, if he was able to make an exception for LeBron, that would be a blessing in disguise. Isaac wants to keep fighting. Hey, I respect it. Either way, I'm open to it, man. He said, tank, get better assets, and trade for AD. There you go. So we're split on it, but that's okay. As long as, it's a positive thing for the Lakers. You can always put a positive spin on anything. He said, Lou Williams always looked like he's being asked a question he doesn't understand. I'm not going to talk smack about him. He's a classy dude. I didn't like that smart comment he made. Dan, have you seen Jeannie's recent activity saying AD news was fake, flirting with the meme account on Twitter? Not really, man. Honestly, I have my own things I got to keep up with on the daily. And if it ain't Laker related as far as on the court, honestly, to be honest with you guys, not to sound like a jerk, but I really don't care about the side stuff unless it affects the Lakers in some way or another. And I know what you guys might say. Jeannie should be focused on the Lakers, but that's not her job is not basketball. She's not the GM of the team or nothing like that. So as long as she stays out of the way, then, they should be able to do their job, the front office. He said, I don't think Coach K is that good. I like Coach K. He's great at developing young talent. And right now, at this point, that's what we need. Somebody that'll bring the best out of every single young piece they get. And he has championship level defense as well he coaches with. Hey, Dan, I've got a video dropping later tonight on LeBron. And this season, I am a LeBron fan. But I'm going to be calling him out on the video for giving up on the team. If he was trying, we will win. For sure, brother. If I get a chance, I'll check that out. Thanks for posting. Dan, what position should we draft? We need a big man who can stretch the floor. That's why Bobo came to mind, but I really haven't seen him play much, so I can't really say that. I'll be watching March Madness, though. He said, Dan, what do you think of signing Kyrie and Chris Middleton? Would they win us a championship? By themselves, they wouldn't win us a championship, but we got to fill out the roster accordingly, and that's definitely a great start. Kyrie and Chris Middleton give us 2 things that we don't have. Kyrie is another ISO scorer besides LeBron and, all the other guys we have, but he could also play make, and he's very crafty in the paint. We know how Kyrie operates. And, Chris Middleton is that sniper that we've been looking for a long time ago. So, that would be amazing. But don't hold your breath for both of them because I think we could only sign one max free agent. Keep the faith, but less than 1% chance. Yes, sir. Less than 1% chance. You got to keep your faith, but at the same time, whatever happens, happens. At this point, I'm willing to accept our fate moving forward. I hope that the basketball gods smile down on us and we end up getting a lottery pick that's really close to the top 5. That way we can get a stud. But as you know, Donovan Mitchell, amongst many other NBA players, have always slipped through the cracks. Hopefully that happens for us as well if we get a later pick. Coach K is one of the best coaches ever, and a lot of players respect him. Absolutely. That's why I don't think he'll ever stop coaching Duke, though. He's in a great place. He gets paid good, and he's a Hall of Fame coach. He's a Tyronn Lewis coming. That's a rumor I've heard. I've also heard Mark Jackson and Jason Kidd's name been thrown out there. Anything's possible, though, man. Anything is possible at this point. We just have to have an open mind as Laker fans because we don't know what Magic and Rob are going to be capable of. He said, off-topic question, Dan, have you watched Leaving Neverland documentary? If so, what do you think about it? I have not had a chance, man, and I'm not sure I want to see anything that scars my image of Michael Jackson any further than it already is. I was a big fan of his music, and I don't like talking about dead people, man. So pretty much, I don't want to talk bad about him. He's dead already. He's gonna, if he was guilty of anything, he's gonna pay the consequences up with the big guy up top. And if he's not, then I don't want to judge him. That's not my job. So with all due respect, I probably won't be watching that documentary. He said, I know, but that isn't a great look, Dan, especially for the front office. Why didn't Jeannie say the news was fake during the talks? I don't know if we're ran correctly. Neither do I right now. I'm kind of surprised by all the stuff that happened this year. I expect a lot more from our front office. I've always spoken highly of them, as you guys know, if you guys been following me. But I will say this, man. They're on the clock. The front office is on the clock this summer. They have to make everything right by this summer. If they don't, then something drastic is going to happen to the front office. I don't know what it is, but I do know that, we have to go in a good direction moving forward. We can no longer be wasting seasons like this. The fan base is too antsy. We already went through too much. And at the same time, LeBron is on the timeline as well. So either we compete with him or we trade him away, but nothing can remain the same. That's the only good news, is that nothing will remain the same. Who's excited for tonight's game, Dan? I'm always excited to watch my Lakers play. And, we're blessed every day that we're on this soil, living on earth. So we always got to be excited for everything's a blessing, man. Everything. So enjoy everything in life. So Steph Curry is signing to the Lakers. Nah, that ain't going to happen. Nor do I want him, honestly. Hey, Dan, did you see Kuzma pushing LeBron on defense? Yes, I did. And you know what? That's okay, because when you throw our young players under the bus, they're going to throw you out on defense. So that's basically what it is, man. Dan, what's up, amigo? You missed my comment on your video. What was that? He said, you missed my comment. Hey, so you missed my comment on your video and that bad loss, but it's all good. Keep doing your thing, man. Salute to you. I've always been on your channel. I enjoy it. Thank you, Arthur. I appreciate you, brother. And I'm sorry I missed your comment. Can't get them all, but I try. Are you a baller? If you are, do you like inside or outside ball? I could do both. I could play indoors. And to answer your question, yes, I am a hooper. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to go tomorrow to the Rancho Cucamonga Center, the new one that just opened up. So if y'all want to catch me outside, you already know where to find me. But indoor is better for shooting. Outdoor, I just like nature. So pretty much, when it's fresh outside, it's cool to play outside, man. I don't mind. But if I had a preference, especially when I'm breaking out brand new shoes like my Kyrie 4s or whatever, indoors for sure. For sure, indoors. Dan, have you heard Porzingis is signing with the Lakers? It's too early for all that rumors, man. A lot of those rumors are fake, so I'm not going to read into any 2020 free agents for now. We're focused on 2019. We can't wait that long anyway, so I'm not going to hold my breath for KP. Plus, who knows if he comes back the same after the injury. Rooting for him, though. I used to be a big fan of his when he was in New York. I can't root for him in Dallas, though, because, you know what it is, man. I don't like Mark Cuban, so pretty much, yeah. Then I'm so sorry to say it. Don't get mad at me when I say this. He said, don't even try to pursue AD anymore. Let's stick with Ingram, please. He is playing lights out, buddy. I love Ingram. Yeah, I'm right there with you, but we still need to pursue Anthony Davis. If anything, we might try to exclude him from the deal, if that's possible, especially if we land a top lottery pick. That might be possible. But I think the front office can do everything in their powers to get another superstar. If they don't do it during free agency, then I think they're definitely going to go after Anthony Davis for sure. Dan, injuries and trade rumors ruined the season, to be honest. I think the Lakers really has something this year, honestly. Yeah, I agree with you. Pass the sticks. Look, bro, I predicted we would get 50 easily, and we were on pace to do that before injuries struck. But unfortunately, that didn't come to fruition, and sometimes life That's the way it goes, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles. But I'm not upset. All right, this season is what it is. It was a wash, but we found out a lot of things this season. We found out Kuzma's a real hooper. We found out he has probably a brighter potential than Jason Tatum, even though people just love tooting Jason Tatum's horn. Kuzma was able to shine and put up better numbers with LeBron on the team, while Tatum was making excuses because they had Kyrie back. Think about that. All right, that's number one. So I'll take Kuz over Tatum. I don't care what the age is. I don't care about none of that. Matter of fact, I'll take Brandon Ingram over Tatum as well. And we also found out that Brandon Ingram is who we thought he was when we drafted him. He does have that superstar potential. He does have a lanky body, knows how to use it, and he is fearless, and he can do it consistently. However, he has to figure out a way to turn that same energy on during the first halves of the season, because the first 2 seasons, he's only turned it on. I'm sorry, the first 3 seasons, he's only turned it on in the second half. So that's another thing we found out about Brandon Ingram. The third thing we found out is how crucial Lonzo Ball is to this team, whether he shoots good or not. Lonzo Ball is crucial to the defense, to the transition offense. He's crucial to rebounding. He's crucial to everything. He disrupts everything, and he's all over the court. He's basically like our point guard version of Draymond Green, right? He's the glue that holds us together. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We found out a lot of things this season is not all for wasted. And if we can come out with a top lottery pick out of it, then this definitely not all to waste. So on top of that free agency, we have a lot to look forward to. So that's what I'm happy about as a Laker fan, is that the season really never ends. It runs all the way through July and even past that. So a lot of content coming up for you guys. Hopefully you guys can handle all of it and moving forward, because this is the place to be. He said Lakers will make the playoffs. I like your optimism, man, but it's not looking very good right now. I love Magic and Rob, but I would have appreciated it if Jeannie did a stronger job searching for an experienced guys that have been in the front office, but hopefully they can learn from their mistakes. I feel you on that, and I ain't hating on that. However, I still believe in them, and we will see what happens moving forward. This summer is the ultimate test for them. No jacket today? No jacket. I don't think I'll be breaking out the jacket anymore. I'm kind of rooting for them to start the tank, especially with all these injuries. It would kind of suck just to get a couple of more wins, and then it disrupts the tank. But that's just me. Now, I'm still not rooting for losses, but if we do lose, I want us to lose a string of games so we get in good lottery draft position. I don't want us to be, like I said, a middle-of-the-road team that's like the 12th pick in the draft. And I'd rather be from 10 below. That's just my personal preference, though. So I won't be breaking out the jacket till the draft, guys. But thanks so much for asking, T. I appreciate it. The Heat been trying to trade Hassan Whiteside. What would you think? Is he a good fit for the Lakers? No. That Hassan Whiteside is not just not good for the Lakers because he has a horrible attitude, but he has a horrible contract, and there's nobody, I don't think, in the NBA that would trade for him. I really don't. He said, this season is a wash. I feel you, Kevin King, but like I said, we learned some things, brother. We learned some things for sure. Even though you're right as far as the record goes, we got some positives out of this. He said, Lakers need shooters and rim protection. 100% agree. 100% agree. Dan, you want to hear the good news? I'm about to say it now. Kobe Bryant is at Australia to do Mamba Mentality Experience. Man, I wish I was there, man. I love Kobe Bryant. I miss him. That is good news. Anything Kobe related, LA loves, man. We love Kobe, so I feel you on that. Dan, the Lakers need Kyrie. At this point, I'll take any superstar we can get, or even an all-star. We need help, period, at any position, and we need it. We need consistent help. Dan, what do you think about Vucevic possibly coming to LA? Well, he's not an A-lister or a B-lister, but he would help the team for sure. So if we strike out on max free agents, then we got to look towards really good starting caliber players. And Vucevic definitely fits that mold. He can stretch the floor. He's a banger in the paint, and he's definitely a load for other teams to handle. So, yeah, depends on how the summer goes. He said what? Let me read that one. That one sounded interesting. He said, I make you fan of the year. I'm a Kings fan, but love your channel. Man, I love hearing that kind of stuff. Thanks, Isaac. I appreciate you and your class, by the way. Congrats to your Sacramento Kings. They're balling out. No hate from me, man. You guys have been classy to me all year, so much love to Kings fans out there, Matt. We used to be rivals at one point. Maybe back then we would have cursed each other out, but now, man, we're right there. We're both rebuilding, so I feel you on that. But good luck to you guys in the playoffs if you guys make it there, man. He said, Dan, we should shut down LeBron and tank. That's just the thing. The way LeBron's been playing defense, you don't even need to shut him down to tank. He can still keep breaking records, and we're still practically tanking because he doesn't have enough help. Plus, the rest of the schedule is going to be tough. Look, we're facing Denver tonight. I think Boston Saturday. Oh, by the way, guys, I might skip out the Boston game. That might be the first one of the year that I missed simply because it's my girl's birthday, and I want to take her out and do something special for her. So, but if I could cover it the next day, I will. So I got you guys regardless. No worries. He said, "Why are the Laker fans hating on my man LeBron? He's better than Kobe right now." Jason Davis, nobody's hating on LeBron. However, let's not even start that debate because it's a long debate. You're entitled to your opinion. That's fine. I'm gonna go the peaceful route, but I'm not even gonna start that. That's a hot button you try to push right there. Let me close. Sorry about that, guys. He said the Pelicans won't get the better offer from Kuzma, Hart, and a top 5 pick. If we get it, they miss their window now. They'll have to settle. Don't give them Ingram or Zoe. We will see. We will see, man, what the Lakers are going to come out here and do this summer. I think what's in their best interest is free agency first. If you could keep the core and add to that, that is our best route. I've been saying that since forever, right? I've always believed in Ingram, Kuz, Lonzo, all of them. But, if we can add without subtracting, that's the best course of action, in my opinion. I think that's number one. But I think if we strike out like a lot of the media is predicting, which I don't think we will. I mean, we're the Lakers, and I get it. LeBron's hard to play with, but I think he has friends within the league. And a lot of unprecedented stuff always happens during the summer. So just like they predicted we wouldn't land LeBron, I think we're going to get somebody else. And but if we don't, yeah, that might be the doomsday scenario is we might have to give up a lot for Anthony Davis again. So hopefully, we don't go with the last option. Dan, is Giannis MVP? Well, for me, he's my MVP. A lot of people will say Paul George, but for me, it's Giannis because nobody expected the Milwaukee Bucks to be the top seed in the NBA, not just the East, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it's what have you done for your team? And on top of that, Paul George has Russell Westbrook on his team, who has sacrificed a lot of his stats to make him look better. So to me, it's definitely not James Harden because he's a one-way player and he makes a living at the free throw line, which is not fun to watch at all. And he plays no defense. So to me, Harden is out of the equation. It's between Paul George. I'll at least put Paul George in the conversation because he has been balling out. I'm not gonna, hate on Paul George, even though he already didn't come to Lakers and I really dislike him. But to keep things in perspective, Paul George has hooped. This is a career year for him. And I think what are the Thunder in the 3rd or 4th seed? I'm not sure. But they're up there, so he's definitely in the conversation. However, Giannis is just a Greek freak. Putting up the numbers. His team has the best record. I give it to him. He's a two-way player. He's a do-it-all player. And he's just so fun to watch. Giannis, to me, is my MVP. But if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You can, not Kawhi, definitely not. Kawhi, to me, was out a lot this season with injuries. And I don't think he's having as big of an impact that Giannis is having. Giannis has made that leap. He has taken Kobe's challenge of becoming an MVP caliber player, and he has taken that, to heart. And think about this. This is scary. To me, Giannis is already the MVP, and his three-point shot still doesn't fall consistently. If he ever adds that during his career, man, he's going to be a champion. That's all I can say. And I hope it's not with the Bucks. But, yeah, he's going to be a champion at some point if he has that jumper because who's going to stop the Greek freak? And they've built a formidable team around him. Who knows how long that window is for? But that's all I'm saying. Why is everybody scared to play with Kobe and LeBron? You know what? That's a great question. I don't think they were scared. Most of the time when we had Kobe Bryant, we didn't have the cap space. I mean, tons of great players have played with LeBron, so you can't really say that, man. You can't really say they're scared to play with LeBron. That's what the media needs some sort of a narrative to flip against the Lakers. So we have the cap space. We're going to find out if nobody truly wants to play with LeBron this summer. But I think LeBron, he said it himself before, he had trouble recruiting to Cleveland because it's Cleveland. but he shouldn't have a trouble recruiting to LA. So I think LeBron will land somebody. I say LeBron. The Lakers will land somebody. We have two great recruiting tools in Magic Johnson and LeBron James, and we'll go from there. She said Bron tanking to get the draft pick for the Pelicans. We'll see. We'll see. Again, everything could be calculated. I don't know. We've been losing a lot of winning. We've been losing a lot of winnable games. So could be possible that they've already given up on the season. But I just don't see players, especially when it's going to impact LeBron's legacy a bit, just a smidget. I don't care how big of a LeBron fan are. You have to admit that LeBron coming to the West and missing the playoffs, regardless of injuries or whatever, the analysts are going to put a spin on that and say LeBron was never as good as everybody thought he was. He came to the West and was exposed. So that's going to be the narrative once LeBron misses the playoffs, and I'm sure he doesn't want to miss the playoffs. So I don't think he's tanking. I just think he's more towards the end of his prime as far as playing defense, and offensively he still saves himself for fourth quarters and stuff like that. So I just think we're probably expecting way too much from LeBron at this point, but that's the way LA is. We expect the best from the best. She said LeBron is smart. Kobe tore his Achilles trying to carry bums to the playoffs. So are you implying that Kobe's not smart? Kobe is one of the most cerebral players in the world, not just the NBA. So you can't really say that about Kobe Bryant. LeBron is smart. Yeah, he's smart. But if he was smart, he'd let Magic Johnson do his job instead of trying to play le GM. So that's my only complaint about LeBron is his off-court issues and chemistry problems. He's not really leading by example right now, throwing people under the bus. So that's all I got to say about LeBron. Now, skill-wise, he's one of the greatest. I'll give him that. But they're both smart players. You can't say one is smarter than the other. Kobe was just a better killer, in my opinion. He said, how about LeBron play his position? I heard the analysts talking about this. They said LeBron should just focus on either scoring or playmaking instead of trying to do everything. They make a good point. Maybe he'd be better if he just focused on one thing. But, LeBron wants to do it all. He said, y'all want Bron to get hurt again? LOL. Nobody wants Bron to get hurt, man. As long as he's a Laker, we're cheering for him 100%. So that's all I got to say about that. Kobe messed himself up trying to be like Mike instead of like Kobe. Oh, come on, Christmas. Look, let me tell you something. Kobe Bryant if you truly watch Kobe Bryant throughout his career, yes, he was trying to be like Mike. Everybody was chasing the GOAT. Even LeBron's trying to be like Mike. He even wears his number, so you can't even make that argument. But here's my thing. Kobe Bryant was like Mega Man. If you guys don't know the reference, Mega Man, he's a video game character who absorbs powers from all the robots he defeats. So pretty much Kobe Bryant learned from, Hakeem the Dream. That's why he has such good footwork. He learned from Jordan. He learned from Kareem. He learned from Magic. That's what Kobe did. That's what made him so great. And so did LeBron to a certain extent, right? Like LeBron didn't have a consistent jump shot till the end of his career, till the last couple of years. Before that was his weakness. So, that's all I got to say about that, man. Look, Kobe was great. He worked hard. He was smart, cerebral. If anybody was scared of that, that's because they don't have greatness in their blood. Simple as that. Same thing with LeBron. Nobody should be scared to play with LeBron. If they're scared of that, they don't have greatness. They're not ready for the pressure. LA is a lot of pressure. That's the truth. A lot of these players won't come to LA because they're scared. DeMar DeRozan didn't want to come to LA because he was scared. He said it was too much pressure living under Kobe's shadow. So, DeMar DeRozan was scared. So he ended up in San Antonio, where it's, much more comfortable for him playing under Pop system. Who else was scared? Let's see. Paul George was scared of coming back home. So he stayed in the little town of Oklahoma City, where everybody will ride him to the end of his career. And, he's going to look loyal. So, some players are scared of the limelight, and that's okay. We don't want those players. We want players that are ready for the criticism. That's why LeBron came here. That's why some of us wanted LeBron, because we want him to be able to take this criticism and get better from it, right? That's what LA does. You said Bron just waiting on Bronny to come play with him. Bronny James. We'll see what kind of talent that turns out to be, man. That'll be interesting to see what he turns out to be. I'm very curious. A lot of people are still on LaMelo. I can't wait to see what he turns out to be. I love young talent. That's my thing. If I could have chose one job, it would be to be a basketball scout, because they probably I mean, you're either right as a basketball scout or you're wrong. And I think that's very fun. It's like opening up a Christmas present, but you have to shake it and rattle it first. And you have to pick which Christmas present is going to be the best one. So, I mean, basketball scouting would have been amazing. I also have an eye for that because I called a lot of young talent before they even bloomed into stars that they are today. And I've been wrong on a very few of them. So I think that would have been my calling. But, man, just it must be fun to be a scout in the NBA. That's all I'm saying. But it's also very pressure filled because if you miss on a lot of picks, right, you're working for a team and you miss on picks, you're going to get fired. So I feel you, Jonathan. And like I said, a lot of LA doesn't care about stats. We just want to win. But we still have to respect the accolade. I mean, you have to respect greatness, right? You're going to have to Google that one, Tony. It's a long story, brother. He said, you should try for being a scout, Dan. That would be amazing, but I don't have enough basketball background. Grew up in the streets of LA, man. Ghetto background. They don't want somebody like me. They want somebody who went to college. Well, I went to college for a bit, but I didn't graduate from it. So pretty much they want somebody with all the accolades and that has the background. And you got to know somebody to be somebody, man. That's the way it goes. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me, guys. We got about 5 more minutes to tip off. Not officially because, you know, the game always starts a little bit later. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, guys. If you already haven't, please keep it locked right here. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys post-game. Hopefully we're talking about something positive. All right, guys. Peace out.